everyone. I'm Kim Graves from Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union, and this is Jessica Ausbrook, and
Hello.
We are here for the Ripple Effect.
That's right. We have had so many great guests lately.
I know.
We're learning so much about our community and all the people that
My
help.
gosh. You know what? And by doing this, I guess I didn't know that there was so much out there, and just if we could connect them all,
Yep.
every one of them, what amazing work is going on, and what more amazing work that can be done.
And speaking of amazing work,
Yeah.
we have a very special guest with us today from the Purdue Extension. Jodie Smith is here. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Morning.
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
We're happy to have you here. We have a lot to talk about because it's summer. And what happens in the summer, Kim Graves?
Oh, the fair.
That's right.
We have important questions.
We have lots of important questions. You start.
Because Jodi is here for the 4-H. And so let's talk about elephant ears and cinnamon rolls.
Gosh.
And I mean, let's talk about, I'm sorry, that's not what you're here for, but I had
Well,
to
it depends.
ask.
Are your cinnamon rolls entered in the 4-H fair?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have lots of cinnamon rolls that come in. But of course, there is the wonderful goodies. That's just the bonus at the fair. But we want you to come out and see what all the work that the 4-H kids have done. And
Wait, you mean people actually bake the cinnamon rolls to be judged?
Have you ever been to a
Wait,
4-H fair?
No,
before?
but I mean, not for the judging part. I just go and purchase them and eat them. But if you need a judge for that,
Oh, it is. I feel like people miss so much when it comes
I
to
didn't know.
4-H. They really do. So first, Jodi, let's talk about, you're from Purdue Extension, and Purdue Extension obviously works hand in hand almost in every state. I feel like universities work hand in hand with the different counties when it comes to fairs.
absolutely. Purdue Extension is associated with land grant universities across the country. There are at least one in every state. Some states are large enough, they have a couple that support them. And Purdue is our university that sponsors 4-H and gives us all the resources and wonderful things that we do to make 4-H what it is. And 4-H is a big part of the fair, obviously. We have about, I believe I checked yesterday, we have 342 4-Hers in grades 3 through 12. We have another 107 mini 4-Hers coming up in grades K through 2. And it takes a lot of people and resources. We have 76 registered volunteers that support the program.
The 4-H program
Yep.
only at the fair.
Only 4-H at the fair. There are a lot more adults that support the other parts of Purdue Extension. We have 3 educators. I am blessed to be the 4-H educator. We have Allison Hillis, who is Health and Human Services, and she deals with, to quote her, everything that is food, family, money, and health. She is involved with. And then Matthias Engel is our Ag and Natural Resources, and he deals with gardens, crops, livestock, supporting the farmers, pesticide training, all those things that you would think of. We do support each other throughout the year as we can. So you may see us all and wearing a little bit different hats sometimes, but that's what we have. But most importantly, those 342 4-Hers and 107 minis have about 80 projects that they can choose from. So 4-H is way more than just animals and crops and things. There's so much more.
I had people just say like, okay, the fair, that's for kids who grew up in the country, or that's who kids who want to show horses or cattle or pigs. It's not.
It's not.
I did not grow up in the country. I mean, I grew up in the country, but I didn't grow up on a farm. And I did 4-H for 12 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
what what were some of your projects?
Well, I'm not quite sure if these are still, like we did a lot of baking. Baking, and then, oh gosh, what was it called? You set your table. So there was like a table setting one where you put desserts out. But my favorite was decorate your duds, where it was old clothing, you took it and then you made it new again. I also don't want to brag, but I won grand champion at the Nebraska State Fair for a different, like an etched glass thing that I did.
Wait a minute. How many were entered? And let's be honest about that. Were you the only one?
Yeah. We don't ask that way. It doesn't even matter, Kim. I don't think I was, though. I mean, where I grew up, 4-H is a big, big deal, just like it is here in Howard
It's a big deal
County.
here, yeah.
It is a big deal. And to answer your question, if she got grand champion, even if she was the only one, here in Indiana, we send her on to the state fair in Indianapolis. And last year, we had an amazing number of kids take projects down there in place very well. Wow. Of course, blue ribbons are awesome, but there's one that's called the Orange Merit that's even better.
Oh.
And we had a ton of kids that just brought home those orange ribbons. So we were super excited about that.
Do the ribbon colors change? Have they changed? I feel like in Nebraska, purple was.
Well, purple is like the overall champion or grand champion. And of course, if you think about it, we have 92 counties in Indiana. And in most projects, you can take one from the beginner level, which is elementary, one from the intermediate, which is middle school, and one from high school, which is the senior level. They all go down there. So that's 92 times 3 projects. So there can be one grand champion. However, that's why they pick, a handful, and it might only be 10 in a project, but they pick some others that are very worthy, but maybe just didn't make that very top one, but they still need to be honored, and that's the orange.
It is.
So is the orange higher than the purple?
No, not really.
No, the purple's
Not really.
the highest?
Purple is the highest.
Okay.
But then, like I said, there's only one. And even at our county fair in the projects, there's only one. So that and we do something called honor. And we just the judges will select an honor group. And then from that honor group, they pick their one champion or grand champion.
I like that. Wow. Did you do 4-H, Jodi?
I did 10 years. Yeah. I'm going to give my age here. I did not do mini 4-H because it wasn't available.
It wasn't a thing in Antelope County either.
I'll say my younger sister did, so I was really close. So I'm not that, yes, I'm that old. It's okay. But we now have mini 4-H in Howard County for K1 and 2, so they get 3 years. In mini 4-H, you can show an animal that belongs to someone else. A big animal. Mm-hmm. The only animal that mini 4-Hers show that they actually own is a cat.
Oh,
can you imagine why we let minis bring their own cat?
It's probably pretty crazy out there.
Yeah, have you ever met a cat? They sometimes don't like other people.
They don't like other people. Yeah.
So we don't take that risk of a child coming in and showing someone else's. However, a pig, a cow, a sheep, a goat, rabbits, chickens,
they're okay.
dogs.
We did rabbits.
They can show other 4-Hers, sometimes a sibling, other times a friend, even if they have no connection. I've had kids come in or call me and say, hey, my little first grader wants to show a rabbit this year, and we don't know a single person with a rabbit. So I match them up with a 4-Her that's willing to mentor them. Mm-hmm. And that builds lifelong relationships.
Well, there's so many things that I learned from 4-H that are like to bake, to cook, to mend things. We did woodworking. I learned.
Yes.
I still have a shelf in my house that my dad helped me build. 4-H made a big impression on me. Absolutely, it did. And we love the Howard County 4-H Fair. Spend lots of time out there every year.
So who encourages the kids to get involved with 4-H? Is that more the schools or the parents?
We have relationships with the schools. Obviously, our school personnel are so incredibly I don't want to say overworked, but so busy. And so we are trying to work more with them. This year, my junior leaders, which is a group of students that have chosen to become leaders, they're grades 7 through 12. They have their own club in addition to all the other activities, and they serve as mentors.
Okay.
Some of my junior leaders reached out to their teachers with letters and information to say, hey, you teach a nutrition class at whatever high school. Mm-hmm. Would you consider getting your kids involved in the Foods Project? Because it is it's there. Its resources are already there. They're already in place. We can mentor. The kids are already doing it. So they reached out. So we'll be anxious to see how that pans out next year, as this just happened. It was a student-led decision to do that.
That's great.
And one of them got everybody motivated, and I had about 6 or 7 that said, I'm sending letters to my teachers, because we have a project called creative writing. And why aren't we connecting with the literature teachers and the English teachers? Mm-hmm. We have communications, which is public speaking and demonstrations. Our FFA kids are already doing that. Mm-hmm. Give them another opportunity to practice and get in front of people, because that builds lifelong skills that an employer is going to love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I feel like it's a badge of honor that I was in 4-H.
I think it is.
I'm pleased. I love it.
I'm not sure, like, getting ready for the fair was a little stressful at our house, but the fair was what you looked forward to in the summer. Where I grew up, it was at the end of the summer, and then you went to the state fair. We always went to the state fair over Labor Day weekend. It was a tradition within my family and our cousins and stuff. So, I mean, I have a huge heart for 4-H. I think it's fantastic.
Is everyone starting to prepare right now? I mean, they probably already have, I'm sure.
Yes, they should, I hope.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because it's going to be real hectic if they haven't. But some of them have had their livestock since last fall, maybe earlier. Almost everybody, obviously pigs aren't born till around January. So about March, everyone starts running out and getting their animals and getting them ready, whether they breed them or buy them. They have them and they've been working with them, walking them every single day, washing them, doing everything to prepare. Some of the building projects we're getting so many calls right now. Hey, I need poster board. I need a plastic sleeve. I need the plastic cupcake molds to do my cupcake decorating, all the things. So I know the kids, once school got behind them, they are off and running on their projects, and we are there to support and give information as much as we possibly can. They also have club leaders.
I was just going to ask if they still do clubs.
Yes, we still have 4-H clubs. We have fewer than we probably had 25 years ago, but clubs are bigger and maybe more active. So we've got several amazing leaders that throughout Howard County. Some of them are based on the content. Like we went to I went with my daughter. She is a 10-year 4-H'er this year, showing rabbits for the first time. She's going to go to Purdue to study animal science, and she said, I'm afraid of rabbits. This is bizarre. I love the big animals. I'm afraid of rabbits.
My rabbits they have claws. You know, the big animals are usually...
They do. I may have some marks to prove that. But so she has 2 rabbits, and we went to the rabbit meeting last night and learned a ton. The leader was so beneficial, much more than she could have done just Googling and reading documents. So, we went, and another 4-H'er who was even younger than she is, mentored her and showed her, like, this is what you do. This is how you do it. And so that's available to all individuals.
She's facing her fears.
Yeah.
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 She is. And that's what she said. I said, most people just learn to pet an animal. And she jumped in and said, nope, I'm going to own it. I'm going to raise it. I'm going to learn all the things. She also said, I'm going to do a rabbit poster, which is a whole different project. But research, she said, if I research it and make a poster, I'm going to learn it better. And then when they start asking me questions, I'm going to know what I'm talking about. So, there's that. And bringing that up, I am going to be working next year with the Kokomo Area Career Center's Vet Tech program.
Yeah.
Because I walked into their classroom for the first time, and they are amazing. So many, basically 4-H projects in the rough on their walls, posters of things they've done, research, notebooks. But they don't have, other than the small animals, they have a plethora of those. It's wonderful. Right. But they don't have access to the big animals, but hopefully our partnership can make that happen, and we can create a 4-H club for them. Yeah. And then, 4-H is something that if you bring your project to the fair, that is the ultimate. That's the goal we all want. But some of them are like, you know what? I'm not ready for that. That's okay. They can be a part of the project and complete it, have it on their resume without doing that.
I think there's so much behind the scenes
there is.
For the 4-H fair that I don't think everybody knows. I think everybody thinks, rides and food. I don't think they understand the concept behind the fair.
Unless you're a 4-H or you've been involved with it.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
There's so many things to experience. If you're heading out to the Howard County 4-H fair this year, don't skip the 4-H side of it. Please take a look at all the hard work that people of all ages have been participating in. And adults can do 4-H too, is that right?
Yes, it's not actually 4-H. It's our adult open class. And Allison Hillis, who I mentioned as our HHS educator, she oversees that portion, but it's the adult things. Deadline is either here or fast here. Okay. But if anyone contacted the office, they would be able to still be involved. But there's all kinds of classes. We, just for fun, our office decided last year we were going to all participate and do something, get out of our comfort zone.
I love it.
So I think I made a wreath and brought some of the herbs that I was already growing. So I had no clue, but
fun.
I got 2 blue ribbons. So
I
was excited.
Yay, congratulations.
Yeah. So thanks. But it was so much pressure. I said, if I get like a white ribbon, can I not let the kids see that I did this? But fortunately that didn't happen. So it was okay. But
they don't give a lot of white ribbons.
No, honestly, and even in 4-H, that's an amazing part. The kids come out, and you can come out to the fair and see the livestock shows and witness all of that. But the kids get their projects judged early, and judges come in and sit down with them. If they're not comfortable, they don't have to be present, but we so encourage it. Because if they're present, they sit and talk about it. So, for example, maybe they did food preservation and the water level was a little bit off in their can of green beans. The judge will tell them why and tell them how. So, and that's really the ultimate life lesson.
Well, that we're seeing, you just said canning. I mean, these are things that are going away. And you guys are keeping them alive and teaching them to generation after generation. It's important.
And yes, we have all the traditional things that went on. We assess each project every year. We're adding projects as needed, as are requested. We had, in our mini 4-H especially, we had 2 little guys that their mom is a leader, and they went and saw a project at another county. They saw that our big kids do farm toy scene where they create the little models. I shouldn't say little, they're large models. And they went to another county and they said, Mini 4-H gets to do that. So they came to me and said, what do we have to do to make that happen? I said, tell me why you want to do it. And basically they pitched their idea and we made it happen. So we should see Mini 4-H farm toy scenes.
Yay.
Hopefully we can fit them all in. But if not, we're going to celebrate that. That's awesome. But in addition to the traditional projects, we have things like farm toy scene that didn't exist before. We have computers. We have, in computers, it's not, back in my day, it was just starting out like identify the parts of a computer.
Yeah.
Or what is, can you go into the old basic language and write a program that makes a little snake go across the screen? It's not that anymore. It's graphic design, it's marketing, it's creating websites, it's all those things of how do I create marketing materials? And the kids really have some flexibility. And we have guidelines this year. One of the things that was documented in all of our projects is how to use AI. And we always have to clarify when it's 4-H. This is not the livestock AI. That's very different. Artificial insemination is the... So when you first start talking AI, you get a lot of looks from some...
Okay.
Yeah. Our board
The kids are like, what?
Yes.
Wait, I got to ask my parents.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
But we always
Yeah.
clarify because we do get looks in the
Sure.
they're like, we're going to do what? I'm like, no. No, this is not that. But anyway, we incorporate that and teach the kids that, yes, that's a tool that's out there in your life. Use it, just document it and make sure it still is your own. So, we didn't, and that's true. All the projects, the back of the project has to have their sources of where they got it.
Sure.
And that back to the school thing, kids are doing projects in school all the time. They do art projects that they bring to the fair in fine arts or crafts.
That's great.
And so they're doing them. It's just a chance to get it seen again.
So if somebody's watching this today and maybe they have never done 4-H. And I did 4-H because my mom did 4-H. It was just a family thing. We knew we were going to do it. But if you've never been involved, or maybe you've never been to the fair, you live in Kokomo and it's just not something you've ever experienced. If we don't have a club, or we don't have, maybe we're not 4-Hers, how do we get involved with that?
Just call the extension office and we'll set you up. We'll get you can sign up online, but we're happy to talk to everybody first so it's not scary. And we can get them to...
Get them in the right direction.
Get them in the right direction, doing what you want. This year, we're a little late to sign up.
That's all right.
But we would love to talk to people and get them, at least it's a great opportunity to come out and see what's there and see what it's all about.
Right.
Sure is.
Yeah. So we definitely need to go to the fair a little earlier than usual. And check everything out. Don't just go by the tents and pick up the free stuff and the food. You need to go and see the livestock.
The reason we have the fair, right?
The reason we have. The reason for the season.
That's right. Fair season. And fair season is approaching. When is the Howard County 4-H Fair?
Howard County 4-H Fair is July 7th through the 11th. And livestock starts coming in on the 6th. Having said that, we also, lots of things go on. We had our mini 4-H horse show last night. Our tractor kids are practicing their skills driving. And again, used to be just driving tractors. It's not. Drive lawnmowers, drive zero-turn mowers. And they do them through a course and they're timed. And we have several kids each year that advance out of our county to the area contest and then on to State Fair in Indianapolis, which is huge. They walk into the Coliseum with monster eyes. And I said, it's the same mower you've been on. It's the same course. You're good. And they do well. But again, you don't have to live on a farm to have a lawnmower. I'm pretty sure that lots of people have those. And We just, and lots of kids are out there, and it's a great thing, a great pitch for the parents.
Yep.
Let your kid learn how to do it, and guess what? You don't have to mow the yard again.
That's right.
They're on it.
I'm telling you, I learned so much from 4-H. Like just different things that you need to be able to do. Baking, measuring things out. It was incredible for me. And
Do you
I
know how
think
to sew?
I don't have a sewing machine, and it's been a bit.
Right.
But I can mend a thing. I can probably hem something.
Yeah.
Put a button on. It's been a while, but I think I could figure it out.
Yeah. I could sew. I mean, I can mend some things, but I just remember, I mean, I did not do 4-H, but I wished I would have. But my mom did teach me how to sew. And so I just didn't have very much luck in home economics when I was in high school because I put a zipper in backwards in a dress and it scarred me for life.
I mean, you
Take
take the zipper off and try again.
I'm scarred. Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we have a project, speaking of, because 4-H sewing can be intimidating. I mean, by the time those girls or boys, we've got boys that do it too, but by the time they get to high school, they're making formals, they're making wool coats and
Oh, yeah.
all those amazing things. But we also have a project called Sew for Fun. And that is a little bit less intense. We have non-wearables where you're sewing a pillow, you're sewing
Sure.
a placemat, you're sewing, something like that you'd want to use to decorate or whatever, a bag. We also have wearable arts, which is like taking tie-dyeing a shirt and putting something on it, or
Decorate your duds. That's what we called it. That's
Yes,
what it would be. Yeah.
Exactly. Senior jeans.
Yeah.
Those
yes.
are back. I love it. And you can do that. And it's really, you tell me what you want to do and I'll tell you where it fits, because there is a project that it probably fits in.
I think
Oh my
that's great.
gosh.
How fun.
How much fun.
I feel like I want to learn I need to learn again how to do a really nice seam, or if I need to take something in, I want to be able to do that. And I'm not sure I can right now.
Well,
Yeah, I know I can't.
we could probably fix you up with a young girl or boy that has been doing it, and
Yeah.
they'll get you hooked up.
We're going to have to do that.
Yeah.
There's not very many seamstresses
No.
around. There's
No,
really
there are not.
Yeah.
No, we're fortunate. We have a couple of adults in our project that are just incredible. We have another person that she's in charge of the consumer clothing.
Okay.
You like to shop?
What's consumer clothing?
Consumer clothing, the kids figure out the important things for shopping, and they basically shop for an outfit versus making an outfit. And then if they choose, they can choose to model it in the fashion review.
I did that too.
But they make a notebook about it. They go to a store, they do some personal shopping with someone who guides them through. These are how you make good choices. Do you pick this item because it's going to be more versatile? When is cost important and when is it not? How do you tell the difference between quality and just high prices or low prices? What can you do that can be kind of cost saving, and what
Right.
do you need to not not go cut corners on that you need to do? And how do you coordinate it to the best of your ability to meet your style? So it's every style. It's not, no one tells them what to buy. They just do their thing, but they teach them how to be smart about it. And they make a notebook about it and pictures and all the good stuff. And then, like I said, they can model it if they want.
So fun. Fair's coming up. Get out there. Check out all the 4-H projects. Jodi, if folks are interested in getting involved with 4-H, probably too late this year, but for next year, where do we start?
Basically, first of all, don't wait till next year. Get involved, because all through the fall and the spring, there are activities, there are things. I've attended, I've slept in a lot of cabins this year. We did a teen leadership weekend, which is our grade 7 through 12 can choose to go. And it was an amazing opportunity near Lafayette, a statewide event. So they met kids from all over. We did a networking night where we had many people from corporations or other events come in. The kids got dressed up, not like prom dress up, but like business dress up. What is appropriate? They networked all evening, meeting new people, giving them their 5-second or maybe 25-second elevator pitch, and then being interviewed basically and talking back and forth. And they sat down to a nice dinner with those individuals. So you had to...
Is it proper place setting? And I
Absolutely.
love that. Had to learn how to do all that.
Absolutely, while eating and conversing with these people of some of the top organizations that support 4-H in the area, in the state. And they really got to experienced that and some of them were in 7th grade. They've never done that.
Wow.
What a great early place to start for that.
And some of them in high school, it's like, oh, that just sets you up for interviewing with colleges or interviewing for scholarships and things. But we did that, and they had a lot of fun too. They learned a lot of leadership skills that weekend. And then we did 4-H camp with
I went to 4-H camp.
Yes, I
did in Halsey, Nebraska.
just did that at Camp Tecumseh near.
Oh, what a
Brixton.
great place to have 4-H camp.
Yes, it's amazing. We, we did all the things. They just did tons. They're grades 3 through 6, and they're the counselors at that camp are our high school kids.
Awesome.
So I had 5 high school kids that went and served as counselors, and we had about 300 little campers, and spent 3 days. Again, some of them first time away from mom. And first time, ever doing anything like that. Others they're kind of our veterans, and we look to them for guidance with the kids. But we do that. But there's lots of things that go on. A project that we have really, rejuvenated in the last year is our shooting sports project.
Oh, sure.
Yes, we have. Right now, we offer 4 disciplines, which is archery, shotgun, pistol, and rifle in Howard County, but I have a fabulous group of instructors that are just getting their feet wet in it. They're all trained in at least one discipline, some of them more, and they came back from training this spring and said, wow, we want to do so much more.
It's also safety.
Absolutely.
I mean, adults teaching you how to handle a firearm with care, being responsible, that's very, very important.
Yes, because let's face it, the firearms are out there for sport or for whatever reason, they're there. We want the kids to know how to use them safely, how to do it. We have one of our older members, her shooting sports project that she's bringing to the fair is about her getting her training license to be a trainer, and she works at a camp, a Girl Scout camp, to train kids how to do shooting sports.
All right.
And she's going to document all that, so I cannot wait to read that. That's going to be amazing. So,
yeah, it definitely is.
yeah. Again, it's growing it's growing leaders. It's growing the future for these kids and giving them the resources to be amazing.
It sure is. I love the fair. It changed my life, and it'll change yours too. If you have more questions about how to get involved with the Howard County 4-H Fair, or maybe more information about Purdue Extension, what is the best way for us to reach out, Jodi?
Best way to do is just pick up the phone, give us a call at 765-456-2313. You can also search for Purdue Extension Howard County and get to the 4-H website. We're happy to do both. Call us. We'll get you online and guide you through where you need to be. And like I said, our 4-H year starts October 1st.
That's right.
So you can be signed up. Call us even before then. We'll get you signed up as early as possible. And that way you get all the communication throughout the year. You can be invited to everything. We're going to have a good round of shooting sports this fall. We're looking to do some workshops in the state's very active all through the fall and winter. And hopefully kids will start hearing a little bit about it through some of the teachers that are partnering with us.
I like that. For sure. 4-H, so important with Purdue Extension. Jodi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
Great
you.
conversation. Yeah, we'll see you at the fair.
Sounds good. Can't wait to see you. Look me
We'll
up.
be there.
Yep.
Well, we will be there, won't we?
Yeah.
That will wrap up the Ripple Effect for today. I'm Jessica Ausbrook. This is Kim Graves. We're from Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union. Thanks so much for watching.